Good morning and welcome to another Friday reading vlog, YouTube booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. We're going to get reading straight away. So this is the first reading vlog of 2025 and the first order of the day. There's all sorts happening today and I will launch into that a bit later on, but I must get this book finished. It's due back at the library today and David and I are going out for a walk today, so I wanted to drop it off on the way. I'm reading Shy Creatures by Claire Chambers. Guys, this is going to be my first read of 2025 and I think, well, I know it's a 5-star. I've been having a bloody great time with this. Now, I'm on page 320. It's 7:30 in the morning. I haven't got up much before 9 o'clock any day because it's the Christmas holidays. So this feels like this could well be 5 o'clock in the morning for me. And we've got 385 pages, so I've got 65 pages to read, so I'm going to just cozy down. It's -1 outside, it's very, very cold. Great day to go for a walk, but I'm under my blanket. I've got warm pyjamas on, despite them being sleeveless, they're really warm, and a dressing gown. And I've just put the heated air on in the lounge, so hopefully it should start warming up in here. But yeah, I'm going to read until this is done, and then I'll check in, and then we'll talk about Friday reading vlogs for the rest of the year and what we're doing today. She must read. I'm loving this. It's so good. Hello, back and finished. So thrilling, because this never happens, but this was my first read of 2025 and it was a 5-star. I absolutely loved it. Really, really made me feel lots of wonderful things. I'll give you a little brief synopsis, but I would urge you to read this. So we open in a psychiatric hospital in the 60s, and 2 colleagues who are working there are having this love affair. And I was very invested in that before even the sort of main storyline come in. And the main storyline is that of a man in his 30s called William, who's been living as a recluse under the care of his elderly aunts. And you don't really find out why that has been happening, but as the book develops you do find out why that's been happening, and it's about his treatment and his care and how he's been cared for in the past, his history of what life was like for him at school and his friendship he had there. And yeah, I just adored it. The last chapter in particular was just something so special. Sort of made me think about wonderful holidays I'd had as a child and memories that I'd held from those holidays and how golden they felt. And in particular, a holiday that we went on. 2 holidays, in fact. I mean, one of them was we went and stayed on a working farm in Norfolk, and I remember just waking up really early. It felt really early, who knows if it was really early, and going with my dad down to feed the little piglets with bottles and feed the little lambs with bottles and just holding them. And I don't know if there was a photo from there, but I can just vividly remember that, and being pushed around in the in a wheelbarrow which had all the grain in that we were going to feed the animals with, and then going back to our little place and having a bacon sandwich. And yeah, I have vivid memories of that, and that felt like that sort of golden time. And speaking of golden time, it was really, really nice to read it in here. So I started reading it in here about 7:30, and then sort of it's a really bright, lovely but very cold day outside today. It was -1 when I woke up. It's 0 now. Icy roofs, icy cars. And I sort of opened all the windows, opened all the blinds, and was just sat here, and the light was really changing. And it's been a while since I've seen sort of light through the bay window because we've had our Christmas tree there, and it's been harder to open the curtains and stuff like that. And it just felt really like the light was just changing, and I was reading this and finishing this, and this has been a great read. So, but I mean, I may as well give up now. Can I top any Friday reading vlogs than opening it with a 5-star read that has made me feel so much like that? But yeah, this has got to go back to the library today, and I pass it on to the next person who will be reading it, and they are in for an absolute treat. So yeah, really, really loved it. Really loved it. Already feel excited about that coming out in paperback because there are plenty of people I could buy that for. So yeah, welcome to Friday reading vlogs. If you've not been here before, Friday reading vlogs are something that's been going on for a good few years now, and whereby I read on a Friday. We've got a few sort of routine things that we do, and it's the beginning of 2025, so there's a few new bits that are going to be added onto it. I always start, well, try to always start at the top of the video with a question, a bookish question that I will ask you guys. Daphne's really desperate to get out of the lounge. I'm going to let her out and then we can carry on uninterrupted. Come on, Daphne, out you go. I'm saying don't wait, Daddy, because David isn't feeling very well. He hasn't been very well since before New Year, really. Very achy, some sort of like flu-ish type thing, but not quite flu. He's not super duper poorly. Yeah, but anyway, let's start with so we always start with a bookish question. And then I'll talk to you about the books that I'm planning on reading, and then we've got a few new bits that are going to be starting. But yeah, let's take a bookish question. These bookish questions, if you're new around here, are from Lit Chat, and we're on the second one. So Matilda, here we go. What was your favourite book as a child? Have you read it again as an adult? Is it still your favourite? What was your favourite book as a child? Have you read it again as an adult? Is it still your favourite? So I will be answering that at the end of the reading vlog. Would love to hear your answers to that question in the comments below. Lovely stuff. And something else that will be started, that we will be continuing with, is that we'll be ending with a poem from a selection of poetry collections called A Poem for Every, and then Enter the Season, Winter Day here. So yeah, it's the 3rd of January. A couple of good ones there. Oh, that one looks nice. We'll be ending on that as well. And yeah, I'm gonna try something different with that this year, but we will see how that goes. But yeah, the book that I'll be reading, I mean, I've just finished one book, so we're already ahead of schedule. But I started reading The Centre by Ayesha Manazir Siddiqui. This was one I bought over the summer, I think, but I've heard wonderful things about it. Yeah, I'm also having a really, really good time with this. So I'm only 70 pages in, but it's about a young girl, Anissa, and she starts a relationship with somebody called Adam, and who she finds to be fluent in about 4 different languages. She speaks Urdu and works as a translator for Bollywood films, and when they go on a trip to visit her parents, she finds that Adam is now also fluent in Urdu, and there's sort of like loads of mystery around that, and it's because you can learn to become fluent in a language at a place called the Centre. And I've just got to the point where Anissa is going along to the Centre to learn to become fluent in German. But yeah, it's not all is as it seems, and it's sort of being described as a sort of intensive learning experience, but you're going to leave part of yourself behind when you learn this new language. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm having a great time. So yeah, 2 brilliant books I'm having a great time with. But yeah, new bits for the year. So the first new bit is that we're going to be hopefully doing a few walks out of this little book that I picked up from the Margate bookshop. This is Kent, 40 Favourite Walks by Ben Giles. I say hopefully because today we should be doing a walk, but when David woke up this morning, I got out of bed, I said, how do you feel about the walk today? And he said, I'll have to let you know. So I'm hoping he feels up to it. The walk we plan to do today is around Knole Park in Sevenoaks. So all of these are in Kent, which is the area of England that I live in. And it's a 6.5 kilometre walk and takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes. And I picked Knole Park because there's 40 in here, but because it's cold today, because it's been quite wet until recently, I wanted to go somewhere where I knew there were paths, and I went on a walk to Knole Park with Jen Campbell, who also has a YouTube channel, a couple of years ago, and I remember it being relatively flat and not sort of too much bother for someone who's sort of recovering from a sort of coldy, flu-y illness. Paths, so not muddy, and well, there's deer there, and that's always nice, and there's also a bookshop in Knole, so maybe I'll go there. But yeah, hopefully we'll get to do that, and hopefully we'll be taking you along for the ride. But I said to David, we'd leave at 10:30, so he's been asleep for about an hour since I woke up, for a couple of hours now since I woke up, so I'm going to go and give him a little nudge, make him a bit of toast and some tea, and see if that makes him feel better, and hopefully we'll be able to go on these walks. Now, this little book is great for walk ideas, however the maps are very, very small, so I think alongside this I'm going to download the Ordnance Survey App, which I'm told is very good for people who enjoy walking and going on walks. So yeah, so I'm going to download that and do that alongside. So yeah, hopefully we'll be going there today, and hopefully we'll be taking you along with us. And then the last new thing was that last year I worked my way through one of the cookery books called The Sweet Roasting Tin by Rukmini Iyer. I think Daphne's trying to get back in now, and I had a great time with that. Didn't make my whole way through, but I had such a lovely time sort of learning bits about baking and having lots of baked goods here all the time, and like baking goods for presents and stuff like that. I had a really nice time doing that, and I knew I wanted to continue with the sort of doing something every Friday in the Friday reading vlog cookery wise, and it got me thinking about before I even had BookTube. Imagine a time. I used to take a Jamie Oliver book, and I would aim to cook from that Jamie Oliver book the whole year. So similar to what I was doing, but like I would really commit to it, and my Instagram is dedicated to that. And I did a few of the Jamie Oliver cookbooks. Jamie's Great Britain I did, Save with Jamie, and I was thinking, oh, I might go for that again, you know. And I looked at my Jamie Oliver cookbook. Jamie Oliver, I think it's fair to say Jamie Oliver is the person who taught me how to cook, alongside with one of my friends from university, who when I went to university, I didn't know how to cook at all when I went to university. My friend Dolores sort of taught me the basics and made me realise that not all you don't have to get pasta sauce out of a jar, you can make your own pasta sauce. And she was very into Jamie Oliver as well, and that's how it sort of got me going. And there's a cookbook, a great cookbook, a very old cookbook called Jamie's Ministry of Food, and there's recipes in there that I still do today, and that are really special and really simple, and you can pass on to people. And yeah, so well done, Jamie Oliver, you taught me how to cook. So I was looking through my Jamie Oliver cookbooks and thinking, oh, which ones haven't I really had much of a bond with? And one of them, and this is from a long time ago, so if you wanted to join me on this, you could definitely pick this up in a charity shop somewhere. This is from 2010, so it's 14 years old now. It's Jamie's 30-minute meals, the state of it. And although I've cooked a few things out of here, I haven't cooked hardly anything out of here compared to my other Jamie Oliver cookbooks. A lot of them are very well used. So these are all sort of dinnery meals. So here we go. If we go to, so there's going to be a lot of adaptations because I don't eat meat. But here we go. So here we go. Oozy mushroom risotto with a spinach salad, quick lemon and raspberry cheesecake, and that serves 4. So quite often there's a sort of main aspect to the meal, a little side salad, and then something sort of sweet that goes with it, be that in this case a lemon and raspberry cheesecake, but sometimes it's drinks, sometimes there's no sweet stuff, etc, etc. And I thought this would be a really fun thing to do, so that we're always having a fun Friday night dinner, and I can invite people round for that dinner. If no family, friends, if no one is coming round for the dinner, I'll still make it for 4, and then David and I can have the leftovers the next day. And yeah, and I thought it would sort of test me a little bit, because as I said, I don't eat meat, so I'm not going to be able to cook all of these things, because there's too many for the weeks that there are. And some things, I mean, I just don't know what, I mean, maybe you guys can help me, but when something's called like a spring lamb with a vegetable platter, mint sauce, Chianti gravy and chocolate fondue, like what could I replace that lamb with? So there's going to be a few things where I'm like, oh, what could I do with that? But yeah, I'm going to be working my way through this randomly, not from start to finish, because otherwise we'll be going pasta, rice, chicken. But yeah, I'm excited about this, and I have already picked one that we're going to have tonight. My sister, my brother-in-law and my niece are coming around for dinner tonight, and we are going to be having, the first one I'll be cooking from this is killer jerk chicken with rice and beans, refreshing chopped salad and char-grilled corn. However, I'm going to be replacing the chicken with halloumi, so we're going to be having killer jerk halloumi. So I will also need to go and buy the bits from this, and I'm going to adapt the jerk sauce a little, because we've got a little 5-year-old mouth coming along, and David's palate is that of a 5-year-old as well. So we won't be doing it super spicy. And yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. So I will be taking you along for that journey as well. I'm really looking forward to eating that and working my way through this, so hopefully that will be exciting to you. But yeah, if anyone's got this cookbook, let me know if you've got favourites out of here. Let me know if you do any swaps with any of the meats and stuff. That will be exciting. So there we go. So that's the plan for Friday reading vlog. I think today is just going to be Friday. I think we've got enough going on that I can include hopefully the walk if David's feeling better, a bit more of me reading the centre, dropping off my book at the library. Haven't got any books to pick up from the library at the moment, so looking forward to some reservations coming in, and then making that dinner tonight. So that's the plan. I'm now going to go and make my husband a cup of tea and a couple of slices of toast, and hopefully that'll gee him up for a walk. I really want to go on a walk. And yeah, I'll see you all shortly. Great news, you're on a slant and I don't trust it. we are indeed going for the walk. I'm very pleased because David wasn't sure that he was going to be able to make it. That's why I'm all dressed up. And also, it's so bright out there. It's sunglasses time. Now, I wasn't going to take this camera, but now I've just had a thought because there's some dodgy memory stuff going on with my camera. So I think I am going to take this camera and take you around with me, which will be nice.
Right, put the aircon in already.
Oh, what, to warm up?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Is it really cold out?
Yes.
David, I think I am going to take this camera because I'm having issues with my memory, aren't I, on my phone?
Are you?
Yeah. Well, it says it's due for upgrade and I don't really want to pay $7.99 a month. Maybe I'll take these off. But yeah, I'm just going to log into the... She's getting too hot inside. I've got thermals on. I'm going to log into the Ordnance Survey Maps app and see what I need to do whilst I'm on Wi-Fi. And then we'll be on our merry way. I'm very excited. I really am. Get started. Here in Knole Park, and as if to, there's two little deer guys.
Loads of deer.
It is sunny, isn't it, David?
Very sunny.
I mean, it's lovely, but it's a bit
nippy.
Well, no, you're a bit hot, you said.
I am very hot.
I've got a thermal top on. David's got thermal long johns on, and we're both feeling a bit warm, so we're following the red arrows for a bit. Not the planes. But yeah, it's lovely. A good first walk, I think, to go in a park with set paths, and the Ordnance Survey app, whilst I'd like a bit more time with it, I think is going to be very useful. I set the route and it's going to stick us to the route, and yeah, and it counted down how long it would be. But yeah, I think we're going to have a bit of a steep leave. What do you think?
A what?
A steep leave. It's going to be steep to leave the park.
Yes, incredibly. I'm looking. What's the word? I can't even think of the word.
Regret?
Not regret.
What regret?
But it's going to be tough.
Oh.
But it'll be all right.
You'll have a biscuit in you by then.
I'll have a biscuit
and a cup of tea
in me by then.
Yeah.
And I'll put some chocolate coins. So more than enough energy.
Yeah. It's really pretty to look at because everything's
beautiful.
quite frosty and nice. I'll show you. Both got our breath back now, proper, although there is a slight incline there. Right, but we're both feeling good. David, you were a bit quiet, weren't you?
He was quiet for a little while.
But we've really been taking off the scarf, taking off the hat, taking off the gloves, putting it back on again, because it's just 1 minute it's freezing.
Change. When you're in the shade, it's really cold.
More deer.
In the sun, it's really hot. Lots of beautiful deer. I thought we was gonna, I counted, I said, I reckon we'll see 38 deer. And I probably saw that within the first 2 minutes.
But when I came here with Jen, when we came, I remember I might even have said to Kate, oh, I'm going to Knole Park for a walk. I really, really hope I see some deer. And she was like, you will see deer. There's so many.
You'll be bored of deer.
But yeah, it's lovely. We were both saying we're both lazy. And it's really nice to get out and go for a walk. But it takes us effort to do so, doesn't it? Yeah. But we never regret it afterwards.
Really, we've got no excuse.
But we're going to be perusing this to see where we're going to go next. Yeah, on a Friday or a weekend or something. Lovely. Might have a cup of tea actually in a minute.
I was thinking that.
Maybe when we've gone up that little incline.
Yeah, maybe where it's good, safe to do so.
Num num. Stopped like a couple of little squirrels at our table to have a nice drop of tea and some very nice biscuits, which went down really quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not having too much tea because I'll be weeing, but these little Thermos Flasks. I got this for my birthday last year from my mum. No, year before last. And it's perfect, isn't it? It's the perfect size.
Yeah.
It fits just under a litre in. I bought David one for Valentine's Day last year. So we take them to the cinema and walk in. Yeah, they're really good. And it keeps it really hot, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Look at us expert walkers. Get yourself a thermos, guys. I was just saying, my walking boots are good, but I think my socks are not suitable. I feel like I'm going to get blisters on the bottom of my feet. I mean, we've literally only been walking an hour.
Yeah, and I've already said I'm going to look into getting like a walking bag.
Yeah. What's the difference between that and a walking bag?
It's like a bit smaller, maybe more compact.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I need better socks, so I'm going to try sports socks next time. Lol. I've just realised I'm down to 2 bars battery, so...
Oh dear, already?
Maybe I shouldn't be wasting time on it, but
this is...
it's so nice and frosty. And quiet now, isn't it?
Yes. It's nice now.
Now walking through a golf course. Look how many deer are on the golf course. There's none over this side. There's just golfers. And greenway. But over this side, look. Hundreds of them. They must just be used to them, David.
Yeah. Oh, they must do.
We're walking in that direction to the house. And if there's soup,
crackers,
we may get soup. I've completed the walk. It was lovely, wasn't it, David?
Really nice.
4 miles, and we're now going up the incline to get out of Knole Park. We went into the cafe in there, which all looked lovely, and they had leek and potato soup, which is David's favourite soup.
I'm not a fan of soup. Well,
he's becoming a fan of soup, but it is. And I said, "Oh, if they've got soup on, should we get?" But the queue was just insane, and there was no seat inside. So we've decided.
Moving slow.
Yeah. So we think we're going to try and go somewhere in town because we've still got long time left on the parking, and I'd like to go to the bookshop as well. So yeah, we're going to try.
Is there a cafe in the bookshop?
I don't think so. I've only been once, I don't think so. But yeah, there's plenty of cafes up those little lanes and stuff, so... what's up? You looking at... I'll show you where we've got to go. And David's just said, it doesn't stop till we get to the top. And it doesn't. Because even when we get past that little gatehouse, it's still a long way. As we were coming in, there was 3 women with prams and they all looked done in. So we are going to look done in by the end, but there might be soup on the end of it for us, so worthy. Lunches. David's got a pork sausage roll with coleslaw and I've got a mushroom sausage roll with coleslaw and a beetroot salad. It looks nice, doesn't it?
Nice.
Oh, look at that pose there. Oh, we're in a bookshop. What are you looking for?
Sweeties.
No, you were looking like you were looking somewhere. Are you looking for this chair?
Oh, don't tempt me.
What were you looking for?
Just looking.
Oh, you looked like you were looking for something in particular.
I always look for like the movies section.
Oh. Home. And yes, I have run a brush through my big frizzy hair. It was a lovely day. We're both exhausted and really excited about having people around for dinner tonight. I'm just emptying the areas. We're just having a little sort out because I told my sister any time from 4:30, but could she give me a rough idea? Of course she hasn't got back to me, and it's 4:39. So I'm just having a little tidy up before I have a little sit down. David's opted for the sit down option. How's that working out for you, David?
It's nice.
It's nice, is it?
Yeah.
But I'm going to quickly clean the toilets. David is going to move the area into the room, into the spare room, and he's going to empty the backpacks, and I'm going to get started on dinner, at least chopping things. So yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. So I will show you the food. I don't know how I'm going to make this next section work, because I obviously want to show you the food once it's done, but the people who are here eating dinner don't want to be on camera eating their dinner. So I think it will just work as a...
Just show a clip of it before you serve it.
Look at this beautiful food I've prepared,
yeah.
And how wonderful am I feeding my family with it. I'm moving these from one area to another so that they can dry. That actually feels dry though. Yeah. David,
Yeah.
your 5 minutes is now up.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's 16:40. I've got 2 more minutes.
He's a naughty
Okay,
boy.
I'm going by my clock.
Okay. You go by your clock. And then what are you going to do?
Stand up and then sit straight back down again for another 5 minutes.
That's very naughty.
Yeah. Is there stuff to go out on the air?
Yeah, I'm putting it on it. No, there's not stuff to go out. This stuff hasn't dried fully.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting it on there. So I'm doing all the work for you, David.
Thank you.
I'll see you when the cooking's happening. I'm so tired. We had a lovely lunch, by the way, didn't we?
We did.
Really nice. I'm not allowed to ask David to do anything now because he's sat down, so that's that. So let's get the bits out, what we need. Let's get the bits out, what we need. So, what we need is 2 packs of halloumi in place of 4 chicken breasts. Never liked chicken breasts anyway. Runny honey. There's not much runny honey left. A few sprigs of rosemary, a few sprigs of coriander. A few sprigs of rosemary, a few sprigs of coriander. That's for the chicken, which is the halloumi. For the corn, we had a bit of an issue with the corn. We couldn't get corn on the cobs, so we've been absolutely fleeced in Waitrose by buying corn ribs, which are essentially corn on the cobs chopped into quarters. So I bought 2 bags because I didn't think there's 2 servings in there, so I absolutely needed to buy 2 bags. Rice and beans, we need 2 spring onions. I've got a whole bunch of spring onions because more spring onions are needed later. 1 cinnamon stick. Cinnamon sticks. 250 grams of long grain rice. Should be enough in there. And a 400 gram carton of black beans. Well, I haven't got them. I've got these delicious Queen black beans, which is 500 grams. Then the jerk sauce, spring onions, a small bunch of fresh thyme. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, here. 3 fresh bay leaves. Ground cloves, ground nutmegs. Ground nutmeg. She's not got any of these things. I've got whole cloves or ground nutmeg. I don't think I have got ground cloves. I've got ground allspice, which I think includes cloves. No, that's sumac. Where's my allspice? I'm risking it. It smells of pure clove, so I'm risking that. 6 tablespoons of golden rum. I've got non-alcoholic rum that I can have this with, so I'm very excited about that. 6 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. Ta-da. Runny honey. Scotch bonnet chilli, I'm not putting that in. And 4 cloves of garlic. Just because it's too spicy for a little mouth, and it's too spicy for my husband's mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4 cloves of garlic. We're nearly getting so many ingredients. 1 red pepper and 1 chicory. 1 red pepper. I'm going to use both chicory because they just won't get used otherwise. 1 cod or romaine lettuce. Well, I didn't get that because I already had 2 little gems here, so I'm going to use the little gems. 2 limes. I know I've got limes. 2 limes. Half of the red onion. Oh, there we go. Half of the red onion in there. Oh, I think that's my sister. No, can you go, please? Coriander, which I think I've already got out. Cress. Natural yogurt.
Alright.
Coriander and another lime. And that's all the ingredients, which is loads. I'm going to show you how loads. Look how much ingredientes. I mean, it's going to be delicious, but it is a lot of ingredients, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I better greet my guest. I'm in pyjamas. The food, I mean, I need to work harder on showing you what I have cooked, because that was, everyone's here, the food's on the table, we don't want it to get cold, here we are filming it. So the food it was delicious, wasn't it?
It was very nice.
It was quite salty. The rice was delicious, but quite salty. And I think that's because I've started using a sort of bouillon, it's just David blowing his nose.
Sorry.
A bouillon powder instead of stock cubes. And I don't know if that's slightly saltier, and then it had the halloumi, but the halloumi, the jerk sauce, which had so much garlic, so much white wine vinegar in it. Every time I opened the oven, I was like, it smells too much like vinegar, but it was really, really lovely. So yeah, a huge success. Great replacement of chicken with halloumi. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, David?
I did, thank you.
What was your favourite bit?
Oh, I do love rice and pea.
Yeah, it was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Also, my niece ate 13 corn on the cob segments. She didn't really... Oh, she ate the halloumi as well.
Yeah, it's equivalent to just over like 3 corn on the
yeah,
cobs,
just over 3 corn on the cobs for one small child. She loves them. She had a little bit of the salad, but sadly the first mouthful she took was chicory, and it was a bit like bitter. And she says that she didn't like the rice, even though she didn't even taste it. But yeah, very, very pleased with how that first one's gone. I have folded the corner down on killer jerk chicken, rice and beans, refreshing chopped salad and chargrilled corn. What will we be making next week? No walk next week, because I think I've already said this, I've got really bad deja vu, but I've got my haircut and dentist appointment, so nothing there. So what have I done in terms of reading? Finished the book this morning, Shy Creatures, and returned it to the library, feeling great about it. I have read, that's the only thing about all this cooking and all this walking, itchy knee. I didn't do all that much reading. I did 10 pages. I mean, I finished a book this morning, and that was about 80 pages I had to read. So yeah, I will read a little bit more of this before bed this evening. And ordinarily I would, that might be another reason I didn't film much of my cooking as well, because my sister arrived just as I was about to start cooking, and we were just chatting, and ordinarily that's when I'd be maybe listening to an audiobook or something. But yes, and a walk done as well, and a page folded over for the first walk. And yeah, no walk next week, but I will be walking the following week with my cousin Laura, which will be lovely. So I need to select a walk for that. And yes, let's answer the question. What was your favourite book as a child? Have you read it again as an adult? Is it still your favourite? So my favourite book, I had 2 favourite books as a child. One was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the other one was The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. And both of which I've read as adults, and both of which I think are still great and really entertaining and great books for children. But Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is now not my favourite Roald Dahl book. Probably Matilda is my favourite Roald Dahl book. But yeah, I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as a child. Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe I still think is really lovely and like toasty and warming, and I've got great memories of reading that as a child and doing a whole project on it at school, and I also remember reserving it at the library and paying 35p to reserve it, and then it coming in, and me and my mum or my dad, I can't remember who it was, going to collect it, and me being really excited. And I guess those sort of like classic books, they hold a lot with, like, my parents had read those books before, because neither of them were particularly big readers. My dad was more of a reader than my mum, but like then being able to share what I thought of those books with my parents, which was really fun. I can't wait for my niece to start doing that, to start reading books that I've read. Her reading is coming on amazing. She only started school in September and her reading is great. So yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is still one of my faves, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I enjoy Matilda more. But interested to hear what your answer to the question is. What was your favourite book? Have you read it again? What was your favourite book as a child? Have you read it again as an adult? Is it still your favourite? And then, just know what to do for this. And the next episode of the Traitors is on in like 12 minutes. So I'm quite excited about that. Right, 3rd of January. God, it's taking a long time for me to find this, isn't it? So we've got Poem for a New Year or The Months by Sara Coleridge. I think I'm going to go with The Months by Sara Coleridge. It sounded very exciting. Sara Coleridge was a writer like her father, the romantic poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. In this poem, she uses rhyming couplets to guide us through the coming year. I'm going to like this. January brings the snow, makes our feet and fingers glow. February brings the rain, thaws the frozen lake again. March brings breezes loud and shrill to stir the dancing daffodil. April brings primrose sweet, scatters daisies at our feet. May brings flocks of pretty lambs skipping by their fleecy dams. June brings tulips, lilies, roses, fills the children's hands with posies. Hot July brings cooling showers, apricots and gillyflowers. August brings the sheaves of corn, thus then the harvest home is born. Warm September brings the fruit, sportsmen then begin to shoot. Fresh October brings the pheasant, then to gather nuts is pleasant. Dull November brings the blast, then the leaves are whirling fast. Chill December brings the sleet, blazing fire and Christmas treat. There we go, and that is the actual perfect time because my camera's about to run out of battery. So thank you very much, and I'll see you all again soon for another booktube video. Goodbye!